Hello.
Hello. We're back.
I always look at the mute button now, right, out of habit.
It's off. Oh, they should be able to hear us.
Hello, my darlings. Hope you had a lovely week. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we've seen you.
Yeah, we had a week off last week, but we didn't have a week off, did we?
No, we came out to clean this place up.
We manned the phone room for the night.
Oh, what a mess! What a mess they'd left.
Well, yeah, we had the girls here. I hope the girls were all right, and I hope you enjoyed your time with them. They seem to do quite a good job.
Yeah, well, apparently they're online till 3 a.m.
Yeah, you all were here till 3 a.m, they said, so they had to have a bit of a lock-in and stay here.
So there was a website called OnlyFans.
Yeah, they were doing
something called Rubber Dub Chub performing.
So anyway, they're enjoying their time with you all, and I hope you had fun. Let's have a look who is in my side of the bar, which is YouTube. Cameron Hamilton TV, straight through the door, followed by Tracy30. Hello. Joel Hazeldine. All the regulars coming in. Paul Esselmont. Hello, my dear. Kim Peterson. Pauline Grant. Coral Daft coming in, having her usual jam shed. Cilla Black OBE. So the ghost of Cilla Black has arisen from her crypt once more. And she is here. Kim Peterson is in. Hello, Kim. And I guess Jens is with you. Hello, Jens. I think it's pronounced Jens, or is it pronounced Jens?
I think Jens and Kim, I call them.
Yeah, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dave S is in. Dave from North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Carolina.
It's... Marge is in. Hello, Marge.
Hello, Marge dolls.
Sean Harrison has just popped in, trying his luck on the fruit machines.
Oh, already paid out, doll.
Already paid out. Will Venus is in. Will has been giving me hints and tips on wigs. Will is going to make us a moustache. And Will, you wanted to know a measurement. Tell me what measurement it was. And I will do it live. So yeah, let me remind me what measurement it is. It's a part of Alan, and I'll measure it on camera.
OnlyFans, Rub It Up Chub.
Lucy and Katie are here. Gareth Jones is in. I've said Will. Lovely Will is in.
Lucy and Katie, are they new?
Lucy and Katie are here and beyond themselves with excitement. Dan Gleecock is in. Sorry, Dan Gleecock is in. Nice to see you again, Dan. I always love seeing Dan Gleecock on in the Wig and Slingback.
Get it right, yeah.
Emma Fisher is here. She's says, "Hey up, you lot from Shaky Wakey." Which is that Wakey, like Wakefield?
I think so.
Alan used to live in Wakefield. Emma. Who else is in? Dave wants to know if the fry is on because he wants to get an order of fries.
Oh, not in this weather.
Dave, we call them chips here in the UK. Sherry won't take kindly to being asked for fries. And what does Maggie Bog call them?
I can't. Slim
French
chips.
fries. Well, she calls French fries something, doesn't she?
Slim chips.
Slim chips. Who else have we got? Paul McFarlane is in with his usual capital letters. Evening, my friends. Let's party.
Hello, Diangela.
Paul sent me a lovely message last week. So, Paul, we adore you. And we're glad that we are cheering you up in the midweeks. Seven Network is here. Pip says, hello, shalom. Marcia Maudsley is in, so that means my brother is here. Hiya, Ewan.
Hello.
David Maudsley is in, which means
Hello,
my mum and dad are in. Hello, my mum and dad. I haven't spoken to my mum today. I've been working today, so I'm knackered. I've been up in this sweatshop up here in the attic.
Have you said hello to Mr. Darcy?
Mr. Darcy is in. Mr. Darcy, as you know, is our bouncer. He's on the door, checking your names, checking your bags.
Just to let you know, his name comes up in blue.
Yeah, his name comes up in blue with a little spanner next to it.
We won't tell you why.
Who else is here? Let's have a look. Anyone else? Anyone else coming in? I think we are there. Gareth Jones missed us last week. He said we had a couple of old slappers. Charming, I am sure. Kim says you're pronouncing our names perfectly. Good. And Tracy says, I think Sherry will throw the fries at him if you don't say chips. He says, Dave says, call them whatever you like. Just serve them hot and salty with a side of Heinz. That's how I like it as well. Hot, salty with a bit of daddy's sauce. That's what we like.
You don't cow.
All right, that's my side of the room. What's going on in Alan's side?
Pop your mouse to the top.
Scroll up for him. There we go.
Big hello to Neil, Lady V, and Henry in Blackpool. Our big chum Neil is in hospital at the moment. He's had a big operation.
Massive operation.
Massive operation, and he's watching it from his hospital bed.
Yeah, Neil surprised us all by saying...
I didn't think you'd be in, my darling.
He might have not made Christmas if he'd not had this operation.
But he's had it, and he's on the road to recovery. So hello to my darlings in Blackpool.
Liverpool, they're in my manor.
Oh, yeah.
They're in Liverpool.
They're from Blackpool, but they're in Liverpool.
If you want a proper hospital, you go to Liverpool.
Don't go to Blackpool. Lovely Mark Hall's popped in. He says, hello, lovelies.
And what do we say to Mark? We say, Yakita.
Yakita, mummy. Gillian... Oh, I read that wrong then. Gillian Fulcher. Chris Gilbert. Martin Gunn Spencer's popped in.
Chris and Wes are in East London. Formerly of Blackpool.
That's why Blackpool's on my mind, because I read that earlier on. Martin Garden Spence has popped in to say hello from warm Aberdeen. It's warm here, darling.
Hey, Martin, I might be in Aberdeen in November. It'll be for a flying visit, but it'd be nice to see you for a macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie, get it in. The lovely Mark Mondamon Pearson's in, and he says, greetings from Mark, Ricky and Milo. And we'll see you at the weekend, aren't we, my darling? Yeah. For a little nibble to eat. Alan Davis says, good evening. Hello, Alan. Hello, Keith Wellens. Oh, she's in. Martin Hyde's in. Hello, darling. How are you? And she's riddling pots and clothes sizing. Melanie Fairley says, hi, gents. Jason Rigby says, hello, all. Richard Bobbins Duff, it was your birthday last week. Hope you had a great day, my darling. And they're off on their holiday, Bobs.
Oh, where are they going?
Lisa Driscoll says hello all the way from Canada.
Oh, Lisa's got health concerns at the moment. I hope you're all right, Lisa. I hope it's all right. I know you've had a few hospital visits.
Lovely Gabrielle Chassé. Something arrived for... just let you know it arrived.
And Gabby Chassé has already tipped us. The little QR code here is if you want to send us a tip, you can do that. Gabrielle Chassé has already done it. He's beaten you all.
Thank you, my darling. And followed by Smock Bob. Smock Bob. I say Smock Bob. He's just pouring himself a sweet cherry.
You sound a bit pobbly cum when you pronounce Smock Bob.
Smock Bob, mummy. Alexandra Bowen says, hey. Hi, everyone. Lovely Nikki Baxter. She's in a new little house now. With little Elsie and Daniel the gerbil. Gilles Baron says, hi, everyone. Anthony Berry. Oh, we'll sing you again next week as always, so darling. Oh, it's busy next week.
It's busy. Everyone's coming to Scarbados.
Come and see the beautiful sights.
And we're all taking them to the Eat Me Cafe.
Yes, we are. Rachel Saunders, hello, my darling. It's been a while since you popped by, but we're always lovely to see your face. Sarah Simpson, hello, darling. And she says, hi, Ellen Jemmy, hope you're keeping well. And how is Peggy? She's fine. She's coping in the heat. She's moving from room to room.
It's hot in this room. It's really hot. It's getting hot in here. Alex Clark.
Martin says he loves a good entrance, don't we all, my darling?
Alex Clark's in. He wants to Emva creams. I don't know what that means.
Is that thing with the elephant on the bottle?
No, that's Amarula.
Oh, I've never had Emva cream.
It's one of their funny Welsh drinks. It's like laughter bread.
It's like laughter bread.
Who else is in?
Jason Rigby, hello, my darling.
Christopher Pobjoy.
Pobjoy's in. Martin P. Gilchrist. That was a lovely name, isn't it? Dame Sue Neal. Hello, my darling. Is it warm up in Scotland? Spencer Carter.
We always say Carter because of Jean Carter in Prisoner, or Brandy Carter in Prisoner.
And we've been listening to your radio show, Spencer.
Yeah, we love listening. Spencer has a radio show on Saturdays. I think it's midday till 3 o'clock, but it might be 11 o'clock till 2. It's on Phoenix FM. You can get it on your Alexa. And it's great because he plays like really eclectic music. A bit of Spice Girls, a bit of Bucks Fizz. I think Elaine Page might even pop up. It's wonderful.
Hello to Naomi McBride. She's popped in. Say hello. I think
that's everyone.
Bobs. Andrew Orme is Emily Prestwood's waving a little hand. And Darren Bramley.
Darren Bramley is our cameraman, and he is in France, and it's 40 degrees today, but he says the wine is only €2.50.
Martin Hyde says, why? Why?
It's Phoenix 98 FM, Spencer's radio show. Let's have a look over here, see if I've got any... Will Venus, if you measure lip corner to corner, the widest area a moustache would have?
What if you got an upside down mouth like me?
Don't try and rest it as smile. Will, that's 4 inches. Smile again. 4 inches smiling. Rest it. 4 inches smiling. 3 inches not smiling. That's the right measurement? Measure lip corner to corner. I hope that's right. Jamie Revel has popped in. He's at work. Says it's not too hot there in Auckland in New Zealand.
Do you have winter when we have summer? Is that right? That's right, isn't it?
I think so.
Because they have Christmas dinner on the beach, don't they?
Oh, they have Christmas dinner with white wine.
I also want to say a big hello to all the people that don't comment. We're aware that people watch us but don't type in the boxes.
Yeah, we love you, lurkers.
And I think somebody wrote to us this week and said, I don't know how to comment or anything like that.
Margot Lethbetter's Caftan.
That was it, yeah.
She's out there. She's one of our little favourite.
So, hello to all those
Twitterers.
people who don't want to type and say hello but watch us anyway. Thank you so much for supporting us and following us. And I've also got to say a big happy birthday to Scott Taylor, who's 50.
Today, which is tomorrow, but today in Australia.
Is 50-50.
55 and he likes to stretch, kick and stretch. He's 50.
50.
Book him, Dano. He's 50.
And we'd like to say a big happy birthday to Chris Nibbles, who's on holiday with the lovely Shari.
Yeah, so Nibbles and Bubbles aren't in at the moment, but they might be popping in. So if they do pop in and you spot Nibbles and Bubbles in either room, wish Chris a happy birthday.
They're on the Hollybobs and they've gone out for a lovely birthday dinner. It's his birthday today.
I'm going to rise because people want to see this t-shirt.
So happy birthday, Chris. Have a lovely evening.
Ding, 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 ding,
Now, I got you this for Christmas, didn't I?
Yeah. A little message for us all there.
Yeah.
In a world of Kardashians, be a Sonia Jackson and Natalie Cassidy. What is my follower anniversary? Asked Emily Prestwood. I guess you followed the Isolation Creations a year ago or 2 years ago.
Or liked
You
us
clicked
or...
the follow button. I guess.
Just to let you know, we don't have any control over the top fan badges or people have been asking, thanks for your top fan. No, we're not in charge of that, are we?
Someone says nobody smiles at 4 inch. Oh, do you know what? I got my tape measure out. Spencer said nobody smiles at 4 inches. I got my tape measure, but I've just got the filthy joke.
You are one bunch of dirty cows.
You wouldn't get away with that on Phoenix FM.
You would. We'd love it.
Sonia Jackson, part-time lesbian. Yeah, do you remember when Sonia went lesbian?
Yeah.
Was it with...
Yeah, she had a girlfriend. Did she live with her, didn't she?
There were lesbians in EastEnders called Della and Binny, but I don't think she was one of those.
No, she was only little then. She was playing the trumpet.
Gabby Chassey thought that this was Patti LuPone. If only. Can you imagine Patti LuPone?
Can you imagine Patti LuPone in EastEnders
playing Sonia Jackson? Or can you imagine Natalie Cassidy in Patti's roles?
Oh, Robbie. Well, I needs to go to the bathroom.
All those beautiful people up there in the dark. That's what Gabby's... that's what you're referring to. I get it. Happy birthday, Chris. Happy birthday, Chris. Is he in? No, you got to wait until he comes in. It's
if
like
he
a
comes
surprise.
in, he might not come in.
It's like a surprise.
Charlie's whining and dining him.
Phil Venables has just arrived and is watching us from work in Sutton Coldfield. Oh, I love it when people watch us from work. Oh, it's ever so naughty.
Working at night.
I hope we're on headphones.
I used to work at night. I used to work in the box offices in London town. Sometimes till about 10 o'clock.
I used to work at night when I was a private dancer. Dancing for money.
Soon closed that club, didn't they?
No, we did. We both used to work at night. And we finished at 8 o'clock. This is when I worked there. Alan used to work later. Finished at 8 o'clock and there was a train at like 8 minutes past 8, was it?
8:11.
From Waterloo East, and we worked on the South Bank. I used to run and get it. Alan,
now, by the time you'd gone, they started making us cover breaks. Don't get me started.
Oh, it's horrible, honestly.
Don't get me started, South Bank
Centre. What are any messages for you all? I want to know. So, question of the day. I wrote it down. I want to know, what was your favourite school dinner? When you went into the dinner hall, like when you were, I guess it's primary school, most probably, but it might have been secondary. When you went in and like there was a certain meal on, What was it? What was your favourite school dinner?
And one of my favourite YouTube channels is called What's for Tea. What's for Tea with Cheryl from Scotland. And she's starting to do recipes.
Your favourite YouTube channel?
Can't
be your favourite.
She's starting to do school dinner recipes. Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, like sprinkle sponge pudding.
Hello and welcome to What's for Tea. I'm going to spin my plate and tell you what I had.
I tell you what.
And Mr. What's
she's got
for
more
Tea.
followers,
She's got more followers than us. We put all that effort into George and Mildred. But if we just spun around a plate...
She spins a couple of sausages around and she's got 1,000 followers.
What have we got? Cheese paninis, posh for a school dinner. Mince with fried bread. Oh
God. Oh my God, I remember that.
Do you?
Yes, let's put back a memory.
That's Jason Darcy's and mince with fried bread.
It was a triangle of fried bread, like stuck in a pile of mince.
What, like a wafer in an ice cream?
Yeah.
Pink custard. Yeah. I loved pink custard. I loved like puddings with bright custard.
Somebody mentioned something like a chocolate concrete.
Chocolate pudding with green custard.
That? It was like a hard shortcake.
Shepherd's pie and spotted dick. Lady V like rice pudding and prunes.
Ooh.
Listen to Neil. Never had a school dinner, went home. Neil was a bit like me, a little
Neil,
more Fauntleroy.
what did you eat when you went home? Tell him what you used to have.
A cup of soup.
A cup of soup.
A cup of soup. Bag of hula hoops. And a sandwich cut into triangles. And then I'd watch Pebble Mill, possibly with Judy Spires, maybe sometimes Alan Titchmarsh, and I'd have to leave before the second guest to get back to school. But I did stay for school dinners when I got to sixth form, and I liked having chips. When they had chips, pizza and chips, I think was my favourite. I can't remember primary school dinners.
I used to love the, I think it was called quiche or flan.
Oh, Phil Venables had smiley faces.
Oh, that must be modern. He must be
young.
Yeah, we didn't have like that.
What do you like, flan?
Oh, the cheese flan. It was about that thick.
Was it
and
a
you
square?
Could smell it baking.
Would you get a corner rather than a round?
Yes, you could smell it baking at playtime. And then they used to do the odd chips, you know, and then roast potatoes.
I would also like to know, is this the right button? Who was your favourite dinner lady? We found this picture of dinner ladies online a while ago, and I got Alan to name them all for me. But yeah, did you have a favourite dinner lady at school?
Mine was Kitty. She looked like Charles Bronson. She did, and she wouldn't take any prisoners, and she used to have all the sort of lonely kids holding her hands.
Oh yeah, because the dinner ladies would come out and hang out with you in playground.
So if you had no friends, you used to go and hold the dinner lady's hand, and then other lonely children would hold the other hands. So it was like British Bulldog, you know the game British Bulldog?
Yeah, the kids who held hands with the dinner ladies were always a bit, you know.
And I was once told off by Kitty because I poked my finger through my fly hole, waggling it about for a joke.
She thought you'd got your member out.
She thought I got my willy out.
She thought you'd got your smiley 4 inches out.
Yeah.
Dave, did you have, and Gabby Chassie, and Tracy, I think, did you have, and I kind of want one of these now, a tray with segments in it, like you'd get in prison. And maybe you get a little bit of Jell-O in one, tray. And a small roll in another. Yeah, a little portion tray. We didn't in the UK.
We had
proper tray.
We had plates.
Proper tray plates.
Did you have plates?
Yeah, of course.
Did you have china?
No, we had plates and a big tin jug of water, if I remember right.
I was talking to Jason about this. Jugs of water you could spin round.
Yeah.
I think it's Spencer Carter. So that his nana worked as a dinner lady at school. Now that's the best.
Spencer, did you used to hold your nan's hand at playground? Did you let on it was Nana, or did you pretend it wasn't and call her Mrs. Carter?
You see, mine was the next best thing. My nana was a school cleaner.
Was she really?
Yeah. So she would finish work and get off the bus as me and my brother were walking to school.
Nanny Yates?
Yeah. And so she'd give us pocket money. So we used to walk really slow until we could see our bus. If we walked by and a bus went by...
You'd lose your pocket money. Martin Gutton Spence. Our primary school was tiny, 30-ish in the whole school. So school dinners got delivered in big metal trays in the back of a taxi from a secondary school. Ooh. Imagine a tray of soggy, overcooked chips, sweating for an hour before serving.
Oh, poor babies.
And Alex Clark says their school dinners were called
Soggy seconds.
midday supervisors. Oh.
Midday super by a ping mummy. I bet they were on the gins, weren't they? I'm a midday supervisor.
Spencer said he didn't let on.
No.
That it was his nan. Dave, we had a partition tray. We weren't animals. I love partition trays. We just watched Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I saw a partition tray and said, I want one, didn't I?
Were they somebody in prison or was it at school?
School.
Yeah.
It's my birthday in 2 weeks. Partition tray. Gareth Jones, I'm sure I saw one of my dinner ladies a couple of years ago. She looked identical, but she must be at least 100 by now. Dinner ladies were that kind of, like that age when people look old, but they're most probably only about 40.
And did you ever see any of your dinner ladies when you're out on the street, when it wasn't school time?
No, me and Caroline used to see our lollipop lady a lot.
And I don't know whether it was Hull or not, but about 90% of our dinner ladies were on cycles, on bikes. They were push bikes. Like proper...
My mum was a mate with one of our dinner ladies. She was called Roz, and she had a Purdy bowlhead, if I remember rightly. I think she lived on the wrong side of the tracks, and she had grown-up kids. Like they most probably were only about 14, but in my eyes they were grown-ups.
And did your school have a seconds line? This was for those kids who didn't really have much to eat at school. I didn't go in the seconds line.
I bet you did.
I didn't. And it was all the kids that would wolf down the dinner and then rush back outside and be in the seconds line. And those kids were let in again if there was any sort of leftovers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it'd be a little bit of a lottery.
If you'd get it or not. So can you imagine being turned away?
So Kitty would let 2 or 3 in at once. 1, 2, go on. Hold back. Yeah, another 2, like a nightclub. Yeah. And then, nothing left. Rest of you go away.
Was Kitty like the bouncer then?
Yeah.
The cock of the walk?
And the kids that obviously didn't get seconds were like, oh.
No wonder she was livid when you got your little 4 inches out.
Well, just say if I was in that queue, I'd be sent in for another portion.
Gabby Chassie. Now, I'm not going to start American wars here. I don't want to start civil war in America. But Chassie's from New York City State. Grew up just outside of NYC. Schools were sophisticated and didn't have partitions. Dave, partitions. Chassie, no partitions. We're not saying anything about it.
Filippo just said that his mum was a standby lollipop lady. Like a sort of stand-in. In case the first one was knocked over.
Like an unofficial lollipop lady.
Yeah, and waiting in the wings.
Did you know that lollipop ladies have to carry chalk?
Yeah, to write the...
Write the number on that bit of the lollipop.
Of any dodgy car.
Of a naughty car that doesn't stop. My dad's written the name Enid Johnston down. I don't know why. It might be a school dinner lady. It might be the mate of theirs that's a school dinner lady.
It sounds like a school dinner lady's name.
Scylla says dinner ladies had the best her. Who has the best her here?
Oh, definitely Mini Scotch Egg.
Mini Scotch Egg. Oh yeah, she's on the end there. She's the tallest of the lot, and she's left her bottom buttons undone. In fact, I think she's lost her bottom buttons.
Well, she's done that because as soon as this photograph's been took, she's out of here.
Who's had to get their jacket from a different shop?
Big Jackie Spud. I'll get my bloody own. They don't fit.
Do you know what's cocky about Jackie Spud?
Hand on the railing.
White sleeves.
Oh, yeah.
White sleeves for cooking.
I won't be touching their mince today.
If I was cooking, I'd be like Tootsie Rolls. Sleeves up.
Do you know who didn't like the job?
Who?
Margarine.
Look at Margarine's face.
I'm on Sprouts. Oh, God.
Paul McFarlane says he likes my Scottish accent.
Yeah, it's good.
It's quite good. I was in a movie in Scotland in Glasgow with Neds. I didn't know what Neds were, but it was about Neds. But I was the only English guy in it. But I would practice like Scottish accents with some of the cast. And I've worked in Scotland a lot because Martin Gotton Spencer. I've worked in Aberdeen a lot, and I worked on the oil rigs off Aberdeen. So obviously the whole community there is Scottish.
And somebody gave you a lovely drink there. Was it something like Cherry Aiden whiskey or something? Yeah,
because I'm not a whiskey drinker, because when I was 19, 20, I worked at a nightclub in Ainsdale, which was attached to Pontins. It was a pub and a nightclub. And one night, it was so quiet, me and my friend Stephen decided to make cocktails from the optics. And I had loads of whiskey, and I got so drunk on it. My manager had to drive me back to my mum and like hand me over to my mum because I was so out of it.
And did you get...
I lost the job.
Yes, I was about to say, did you work there again?
No, I lost the job.
He drank the bar dry that night.
So I've not really drunk whiskey, but when I was in Glasgow doing this movie, the people I was staying with gave me whiskey. It wasn't whiskey with cherry aid. It was just a whiskey that had like, it was a posh whiskey. I'd never had like a posh whiskey. So it had a really nice kind of fruity flavour.
Lovely.
That was a bit goodness then, what you said then.
Lovely. Yeah, no, I remember you saying it was a nice cherry drink.
When we say goodness, it's when...
It's the Victoria Wood sketch when the little girl swims the channel.
And she's doing a jigsaw of John Travolta.
And she goes, I thought that was John Travolta's nose, but it was actually his ear.
Goodness. So it's when you're kind of not really interested in what the other person said, but you want to pretend you are.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, we've witted on. You've heard enough from us. Let's hand over to our lady that knows, because she's here to solve all sorts of consumer issues. Modern issues. News report. It's our friend and yours. Time for Maggie Bog.
Why should I have to walk 7 o'clock in the evening from the Robins up here if I want to go out? Why? It's not fair. Why? It's not fair.
Thanks, driver. Hello there. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a bit freaked off with all these Strictly Come Dancing announcements. Just like the City Bus Site Cruiser 487, it's only one a day. And when they do finally arrive, they're not very inspirational, are they? I think this year it's going to be a dance disaster. Why? Why? It's not fair. So, being a TV licence payer, I put paper to pen and wrote to the BBC with my own dancing dozen, and I assure you, these names are going to get pulses racing. Thanks, driver. That mellow, minuscule, meal planning millionaire, Joan Plan founder, Joan Michelle. Thanks, driver. Now, the Germans didn't bomb his chippy. I knew you'd like that one, driver. Funny man from the Comedians and Celebrity Wife Swap, Stan Boardman. Breakfast TV and Caribbean culinary queen, that robust and giggle box, Russie Lee. I know her, driver. I love her. 1970s snooker champion and Dracula lookalike, Ray Reardon. And let's hope that he gets to Halloween week. But don't dance the Monster Mash. He's done every bloody year, isn't he, driver? Scouser and comedian from that there watching, the now forgotten Emma Ray. You know, what does he say to me? And some breaking news, the iconic Trinidadian newsreader, Sir Trevor MacDonald OBE. Hey driver, he could dance with that ultimate biscuit, couldn't he? Mute background artist, but now conversing soap star, Tracy off of EastEnders, aka James Slaughter. That denim-clad, hip-swinging singer, Shaking Stephen, aka Michael Barrett, and I bet they have a bloody green door as his safe set. I bet this will be hoovering around the dance floor. It's that blonde bobbed, singing, sweeping songstress, Jenny Logan from the Shake and Vac ad. Oh my God, do the shake and vac, do the shake and vac. It's bad. You do some on here. Thanks. British comedian Bob Carroll G's and Spit the Dog. I want to see what comedy jakes those get up to when they dance with the fox's trots. Channel 5's original house doctor and the sponsor of Seagrass Flooring, Anne Maurice. Curb appeal. Got the odor. Thanks, driver. And my personal favourite, that bulky, blundering metalhead, Metal Mickey. And I tell you what, some of you might be surprised by him. I think he's going to get a 10 early from Shirley. So there you have it. Some great advice there, BBC. You're welcome. Now, I won't be at home watching Strictly this year. No, I'll be at the Robins, catching it there. We have a nice little dance group there. I dances with June Pasty. No, I'm not like that. I'm not being woken or anything like that. It's just that there's not enough men to dance with. So I hope that this year you'll be doing the char along with the rest of us. And next up, driver, when do you want this back?
Why? It's not fair.
Well, that's quite a good lineup, isn't it?
It's a good lineup. Well done, Maggie Bog. I hope the
Yeah.
BBC listen.
That would be a really good dance contest.
Actually, I know all of the people that Maggie Bog mentioned. I only know about 3 or 4 of the ones so far on Strictly.
Well, that's what she was saying. The people are perhaps need a little help with their career.
Of course, the Ghost of Cilla Black knows Bob Carroll G's very well because he did Surprise Surprise for many years. Yeah, so if you enjoy...
And I think they're all still on this side of the bridge.
They are.
They are. I think they're all still alive.
No, you'll notice we started doing a series of announcements about who was on the next Strictly lineup. And then someone else started doing them. And they kind of whipped the carpet from out of our feet. And they got an article in the Metro
Oh, you're
about
kidding.
it. And they were put... Because some of the people we had lined up one of them was Valerie Holiday from Come Dine With Me.
Oh, well. Always the second.
So I don't know
always
if
the
they
bridesmaid.
spotted us. Anyway. Dave would love to know more about Maggie Bog's dress.
Well, do you see she borrowed it from the driver?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not very rare she wears sequins, but with it being
Could be a female driver. Any of you? I'm teaching diversity in Aberdeen, so unconscious bias.
And you'll notice she's dancing with June Pasty.
Here's June Pasty.
Of the Credit Union. Fame.
Show you there. She's very hot.
Look at that little baby.
She's very hot right now. It's really hot up here. We are going to go into our top 5. Now, our top 5 this week is going to be, and it comes from kind of... Good evening from Centre Parks. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. It's Chris's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Nibbles.
Hope you've had a lovely evening. I think he's been out for din-dins.
I don't think it'll surprise any of you that I was the person that at the end of Happy Birthday would do the and many more. Anyway, we're going to do our top 5 kids TV shows. It kind of generated a couple of weeks ago in the lock-in. We started talking about kids TV and school dinner ladies and all of that, and it just generated so much kind of buzz and excitement that we thought, oh, we'll do kids TV shows. Now, YouTubers, click like. It's somewhere down there. Only 15 of you have clicked like, and there's 55 of you in there at the moment. Click the little thumb.
And Chris, there's lots of happy birthdays coming in for you.
Lots of happy birthdays coming in from Chris on both sides of the room. Dave would like to know what's it like in the Facebook room, in the chat room. It's much more sedate than you naughty bunch, isn't it?
Yeah, over there they're like throwing peanuts at each other. They're trying to get the fruit machine to work by rocking it. This side, they're knitting. They're sharing recipes.
There's a little book group in the corner.
Anthony Berry's giving out coupons from his magazine.
So, Kids TV, let's remind you, let's jog your memory of some Kids TV from our youth.
Here comes Bod.
After button rule, we follow Mr. Spoon.
Here is a box, a musical box, wound up and ready to play.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend.
Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grub.
There are lots of funny animals in all this world, but have you ever seen a panther that is pink?
With a Hong Kong Phooey chop.
Why don't you just switch off your television set and go out and do something less boring instead? He's the greatest.
Remember, what you see is not a mystery, but it's a ghost.
Terrahawks, stay on this channel. This is an emergency.
Yes, it's Friday and it's Cracker Jack.
5,
Cracker Jack!
4, 3, 2,
Goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum.
1. Thunderbirds are go.
Eggs in space.
I think your landings are hard and your brain is soft.
Captain
A house with a door. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dooby dooby doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
G-Force, fearless young orphans protecting Earth's entire galaxy.
Well, now the time is almost 6.5 minutes past 12, and BBC One is closing down. From all of us here, this is Peter Brook wishing you a very good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back.
That brought back some memories, didn't it?
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I have little doubts, don't I, when I'm playing things. I say to Alan, should I stop it now? Are they bored? Are they not like wanting this? But we're all about nostalgia, aren't we? So hopefully there's a little few things in there.
Well, a couple of those things I've forgotten about.
Anything in that list that was in your top three?
Yes, there's one or two.
Top 5, sorry. Let me now open our top 5. Should I go first this week?
Yeah, I should go first.
Okay, that one. And then that one. And then that.
What have we got there?
There we go. At number 5 for me. All of mine have got theme tunes, which are like really memorable. This number 5 is Johnny Briggs. Do you remember Johnny Briggs? So Johnny Briggs there at the front, Yorkshire lad with his dog Razzle.
Yeah.
And there at the table, he's got his family. It was kind of a gritty little northern family. Funny little stories of Johnny's little adventures at school. There was a pet rabbit at school that he wanted to look after for the school holidays. And he had Josie, what is it? The twins, Josie, Jenny, I can't remember their names now. The twins, evil twins at school.
And then there's that girl from Corrie.
That girl from Corrie, professional northerner there in the middle. That's his sister. Then either side, there's our Humph. Humph is one of his brothers. And Albert, I think, is the other brother. I can't remember her name, professional northerner. And then his mum and dad at the back. The dad was in other stuff. I can't remember. The dad was in Grange Hill, I think.
Yeah, and he was in EastEnders for a while, wasn't he?
Well, it's a bit of an EastEnders house they lived in. For me, little Lord Fauntleroy with my 3-floored mansion, it felt very different that they slept in the same room, the 3 boys, and shared bunk beds.
Things like, oh, they have an HP sauce bottle on the table.
Oh, look, they have a table in their lounge. They have bread on a plate, but it's not crossed. It's cut into triangles.
It's left whole.
But I loved it.
Sudavani. Thank you, Richard.
What on earth happened to Johnny Briggs? Is it the person who played Mike Baldwin? Yeah, Johnny Briggs is Mike Baldwin. But it's not. It's Johnny Briggs with his little dog Razzle. I loved it. It was a weekly show. It seemed to go on forever, but I bet if I look now, it's only like 12 episodes. Oh, yeah, the dad was in Star Wars, Melanie Fairley says. Of course he was. Gabriel Chassé has just announced, around 1980, he was in his mid-20s. There was a TV series called Mr. Moon's Magic Circus. The Adventures of a Circus Clown called Mr. Moon. There was a character of a strong man called Muscle Man Stan. I think we know where this is going. Muscle Man Stan. Gabrielle's little awakenings happened with Muscle Man Stan. I didn't. If I fancied anyone in Johnny Briggs, it was most probably Humph, who's Johnny's brother, just behind his head there, who was kind of like a sort of northern poet. Had that, like that northern poet sort of charm, like spoke a bit like that.
Was it like Cheshire, Lancashire?
Well, I think it's Yorkshire.
Oh, is it Yorkshire?
I might be wrong.
I thought it was Cheshire.
It might be Manchester.
I thought it was Lancashire.
Because Johnny Briggs' brother had that sort of like, that scientist. What's that scientist called who talks a bit like this?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the one. Yeah. The one who's from Dream. Anyway, my number 5 is Johnny Briggs. Alan's number 5 is...
Oh, I still love these two.
You do, didn't you?
Oh, I do. Whenever Tom and Jerry were on, life would stop for me. I'd put everything down, even now, wouldn't I, if it pops on. Love Tom and Jerry. Neither of them win, neither of them lose, And then I used to like it when they used to sort of get on, which wasn't very often, but they did.
Do you remember there was a sexy dog?
A sexy dog?
There was like a...
there was a big rough bulldog.
Yeah, he was kind of like...
Yeah, big stupid. And I used to love the Mammy. Thomas!
Oh, yeah.
And all you saw was her
Mammy
feet.
Two Shoes, she's called. You couldn't have that now.
And her slippers. But yeah, I loved all the stuff. He'd get squashed by...
What was the grey mouse?
That was was it a cousin or something?
Yeah, I can't remember. Was he...
He had a name. I can't remember what it was.
Was he Texas? Was he from Was he called Tex?
It might have been. But I liked all... I loved Roadrunner and I loved Tweety Pie and Sylvester. But it was these two that always used to win the day for me.
Dave wonders, did us guys have Josie and the Pussycats? No, it didn't really play here. I'm aware of it. Being a fully paid member of the Gay Society, of course I know about Josie and the Pussycats. But yeah, it didn't play here, did it?
No.
Alan Davis says, loved that you only saw Mammy Two Shoes' legs. Used to love Tom and Jerry pop up randomly when they had a gap to fill. Yeah, do you remember Merry Melodies as well?
Yeah.
That wasn't Tom and Jerry.
But anything when somebody gets whacked in the face and their teeth break.
With little piano.
shards
ding,
of glass.
Ding, 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 ding.
Or like piano keys.
Or the head turns into like frying pan shape.
Yeah, I love stuff like that.
Tom and Jerry. Buster the dog, says Paul McFarlane.
That was it, yes, Buster the dog.
There was something kind of hunky about Buster. And Buster'd be the sort of person you'd find at a gay club that...
And he had little rivets on his collar, didn't he?
Would be aloof and would most probably have a young chicken sat on his knee.
And he was always outside.
Ginny and Josie were the twins in Johnny Briggs. The gorgeous Paul McFarlane's reminded me of that.
Yeah.
BG Bear says Josie and the Pussycats was on the UK TV. We're just too young to remember them. Alan and Jamie too young because BG Bear remembers them. So maybe they were on the UK. It was a girl band, I think. We had Gem. I remember Gem.
Yeah, Gem was a bit old, I think.
Let's have a look. My number 4 is, and if my mum's still in, she'll be a bit giddy about this. Think of the theme tune as well. Whoops. My number 4 is The Box of Delight. And look at Alan, he's confused. You don't know it, do you?
No.
The
drama.
I think it was on Sunday nights, BBC One.
Oh.
Like early evening. It was kind of a bit Swallows and Amazons. It's magical. It's scary. That's Patrick Troughton there in the middle. There was a boy called Kay Harker who gets given this magic box. The guy in the corner there's the villain. I can't remember his name. The actor. He's quite a famous actor. Was he married to Maggie Smith?
Oh, I don't know. I can't work out who it
Master
is.
K. Harker, yeah. Scared the hell out of me, says Gareth Jones. It's creepy, yeah. There were wolves. There was animation. There were people that turned into wolves. The wolves are coming. There was this box, and if you turned it one way, you could go fast, and if you turned it the other way, you'd become small. And it had this beautiful theme tune. Mum will love it. Jason Darcy says you can see what kind of club I frequent with Buster the dog. Caroline Asfor has arrived and said loved her postcard from the girls. Mum says she loved it, and Jamie got the book, which she still has. I got my mum the book as a Christmas present one year, which she still has. Yeah, me and Mum used to watch it Sunday nights. We loved it. So that's why I remember it very fondly, because it was happy times with Mum, but also it was just a lovely
makes
show.
It even more special, doesn't it?
Oh, it was just such a lovely show, yeah. And it was just me and Mum, because my brothers were too old to enjoy it.
Yeah, number 4. No, wrong one.
Oh, I've spoilt it. But there we go. Number 4 for Alan.
Sooty and Sweep. I think I've mentioned this before. I was completely obsessed with their house and their little furniture, their little beds, their little fridges. They used to have little cupboards, their little cameras and tripods. I was a big fan of Sweep, sorry. Sweep was my favourite because he was naughty and he made a little squeaky noise. Mute Sooty, not all that bothered with, really. Know-it-all Sue.
Do you not like Sue?
Yeah, I did like her, but she was a little bit know-it-all.
I adored Sue.
But Sweep was my favourite.
Why? Matthew's got a big smile on his face there, and he's operating 3 puppets. How's he operating the 3rd?
I know, I used to love it when they used to go out in their little van.
Here we go. Melanie Fairley says loved Sweep. We called our little grey cat Sweep.
Oh, he was naughty.
Oh, I forgot they had a little car, a little van.
Yeah, little van, little sooty van.
Do you remember when you'd sometimes see their legs?
Yes.
Now, Sue was played by an actress. I can't remember her name. But when I went to see Prisoner Cell Block H on stage, the actor playing B. Smith was the person who voiced Sue.
All right.
Yeah, Sue was a bit goody-goody, wasn't she? But I did
like she was always telling them off and, be good, clean up. But I remember they even had a little bathtub with taps.
Do you think she was in a relationship with them?
No.
Not with Sooty?
No, there's nothing like that happening. Don't ruin it.
Sweet. Did Sooty get a water pistol out occasionally?
Yeah, but he tried to be naughty, but he never was.
Do you remember there was a lady...
He did magic, didn't he? He had a little wand. And he had a little phrase, didn't he?
Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember? You might not remember, but I wish I'd introduced you to her, but I don't think we were dating when she was alive. The friend that used to come sometimes to visit them was a lady called Auntie Connie.
Oh, you mentioned you knew her, didn't you?
She was Southport's, where I grew up, holiday hostess. And she had... Wednesday night was like Connie. It was called Connie's Fun Night, and you'd go along as a holidaymaker to Southport. You'd go along to Connie's Fun Night, and there was Charles on his organ, and there'd be like ballroom dancing and competitions, and we used to go every week. We were obsessed with Connie Crichton.
Oh, was that the only part she ever played?
I think so. Oh. But she must have been like glamorous in her time. She was a bit Diana Dawes.
I remember coming in with big hats and stuff.
Oh, she was fabulous.
And they must be squirting water at it, didn't they, with their water pistol?
I think so. We changed the words to That's Entertainment to That's Connie's Fun Night.
And I bet a sweep used to sort of steal grapes off a hat or something like that. Alex Clark said he had a little cousin called Scampy.
Oh, and you see, Alex is younger than us.
Yeah, I'd stopped watching it by then, love.
Alex might love Noel Gordon, but
it's like I love
a youngster.
I love Scooby Doo, but Scrappy Doo's done bad nothing.
Yeah, Scampy was most probably dead annoying.
Yeah, you don't have to bring little cousins in or anything like that. Just leave it as it is.
Anyway, Dave, this is children's entertainment in the UK. This was what it was.
Puppets.
A man with a beard with 3 puppets that they all lived together.
Oh, I liked
to mayhem.
Him. I did like him.
Little Matthew Kelly.
Yeah. Matthew Kelly?
Matthew Corbett.
Matthew Corbett.
Number 3 for Jamie is Grange Hill. We've spoken about Grange Hill before. This is my era of Grange Hill. So I don't know what your era of Grange Hill was, who you remember being in Grange Hill, but this is mine. So we've got Ziggy the Scouser, which is right next to me. Ant, who was from a posh school when the schools merged. In front of her...
I'm sorry, but the school I went to, I thought Grange Hill was posh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Grange Hill was rough.
We didn't have uniforms like that.
Loads of people at my school weren't allowed to watch Grange Hill.
What do you mean weren't allowed?
Well, their mums wouldn't let them because it was about a rough school.
But they used to give such good messages like Just Say No. You know, they...
That's the bully in the very front in the middle.
The girl?
Yeah, Imelda.
Ooh.
The guy at the end is called Danny Kendall. Died in a car.
Oh.
He was picked on by Mr. Bronson. The girl with the heavy fringe, I think she went out with Ant. Ant was like the dishy one. So the sort of guy with the dopey face is the sort of dippy, the dishy one.
The only thing I know about Grange Hill really is that one of the female teachers was the Baroness in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
She was. Later on, though, she wasn't in my era of Grange Hill, but she played Mrs. Monroe. My era of Grange Hill is Mrs. McCluskey, this bunch. Mr. Bronson was the spit of Jason Darcy's French teacher, even down to wearing a wig. Mr. Bronson is, of course, plays Hitler in the Indiana Jones films. Yeah. Who remembers who them girls are? The girls at the end.
The ones with the blonde hair?
Yeah, they were like, that's literally what my friends at school looked like, them 3 girls. That's who I hung out with. Do you remember like thin ties as well? We all started wearing thin ties, so you'd wear it the other way around and fold your fat bit into your shirt. Do you remember that?
We never wore ties.
Grange Hill. Just Say No Gang. They were in Just Say No, but Just Say No was kind of a couple of years above them. So
it's
you've
funny,
got
isn't it? Because
Roland Browning and Zammo.
Depending on your age, it's some people will be like, oh, I don't know who this are, but I'll, you know.
Yeah.
There's an age when you stop watching things, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, it's all changed, or the characters have changed, or obviously the actors have grown up too much.
Thomas Corrigan is in. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
Thomas, we're talking about kids' TV. We know what your favourite would be.
Thomas, the other day, left us a message. He was doing Shuttleworth.
John Shuttleworth
to us. Very funny, Thomas.
Let's have a look at Alan's number. We're up to Alan's number 3 in the countdown, Thomas. So number 3 is, I spoiled it, but here we go.
Basil Brush. Now, you all know my Basil Brush story. I think you diehards who know me so well.
Yeah, but there's a sequel to the story.
When I was little, I used to love Basil Brush. I must didn't even know that he was a fox. I was that young. I loved him. I loved his tail. I loved his little suit. His
little waistcoat.
You see, I love the things.
That's why you fancied me, because I used to wear waistcoats.
Not like Basil Brush.
I did. I used to look
Anyway,
smart.
one Christmas I wanted a Basil Brush. I wanted a Basil Brush. And then my mum and dad tried to get me a toy. Couldn't. So they got me an annual, a book. But I was happy with that. And I mentioned this to some some of our followers.
We mentioned it on
a year ago.
Slingback.
And then the beautiful Ibbotsons from
next day,
Bridlington came and brought me this on Christmas Eve last year. They brought me my first ever basil brush.
Hold him up there.
And here he is.
Hold him nearer here.
And do you know what? He's got all the little outfit on. He's got a little waistcoat. And look at this. He's got a loop in the back of his jacket, which keeps his tail up high.
You love things like that.
Oh, I do. I used to love his tail. His tail used to wag.
Anthony Berry wants to know, can we name all of Basil's presenter friends?
Oh, I don't think so.
I couldn't. Mr. something.
This was the guy that I used to love Basil with.
See, now I don't remember Basil Brush.
Because then he was with that guy from Heartbeat.
Was I too young for Basil Brush?
You might. No, I don't know. He disappeared for a while.
So I don't remember him. I remember him. I know he existed. And I think he was in Looking magazine, but I don't remember
with
him.
this young guy, and I can't remember this young guy's name. But then they took a break, and then I think he was with the actor from Heartbeat.
BG Bear says Mr. Derrick.
Mr. Derrick, I think.
Anthony Berry's just said Mr. Derrick as well. That's the one I remember. Claude Cruz says, I love your Basil. Is he a make? Can I buy one?
I think he's a modern Basil. Obviously, because he talks. And
have a look at his little label on his bottom. I'll remind you. I know I remind you all this all the time. And I'm kind of reminding
what's that saying?
The converted. Hasbro. He's from Hasbro.
It's from Hasbro.
But the little QR code there, if you hold your phone up and with the camera on, it'll capture that and take you to the website where you can leave us a tip. And I promise you all the tips go into things like costumes and wigs. And we're like upgrading wigs at the moment. So it's dead helpful. But I know I'm preaching to the converted because you lot are very generous and we really appreciate it.
And you bring us things like Basil Brush.
Thomas went to the pantomime last Saturday.
Thomas loves pantomimes, and there are pantomimes in the summer.
Thomas, what panto was it, Thomas?
Dale, who gave us Basil, is in a panto at the moment in Scarborough.
Yeah, our friend Dale Ibbotson, Thomas, is in The Wizard of Oz in Blackpool and Scarborough, and he plays the Tin Man. He's brilliant. Anyway, we're up to my number 2, aren't we?
Yeah.
This won't surprise you all. I guess if I said what's Jamie's favourite kids' TV show, you'd work it out, because I was such a little swat, really.
Are all your programmes BBC?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe. My favourite, number 2, is Blue Peter. Now, I don't know which is your Blue Peter there.
Yeah.
I bet you don't even have a Blue Peter, do you?
No.
Helen had to do chores.
We came home from school and had to do chores, so it was very hard to...
Were they called chores? Because chores is a posh word in my house.
Well, we had jobs to do. Like, go and get shopping, go and get the evening paper for Granny, take that round.
I had a few jobs to do.
We had to chop firewood.
I had jobs to do. Pop your feet up and pop the telly on. Blue Peter, loved it. I'm a little swat. My Blue Peter era is probably like the 4th row down and the bottom row. Tina Heath, Sarah Green with the Ruperts, Peter Duncan, Janet Ellis, of course, the mother of Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Mark Curry, Yvette Fielding, who was in a show called Seaview. So, of course, she's Yvette Fielding from Most Haunted and stuff, but she was in a show called Seaview. Now, when I was about 10, Mum and Dad were going to buy a hotel. Didn't, because they didn't want to uproot us from school. I would have effing loved it, living in a hotel. And I wish they had. John Leslie. But no, he's fine. He's fine. He was let off everything. Yeah. And Diane Louise Jordan. They were kind of when I was getting into teenage years. But that's my era of Blue Peter. I loved it.
I'm a bit towards the end of the second row. The guy with the Labrador.
Simon Groom from Deffick, from his farm in Deffick.
I think so.
With Goldie. But they used to like recipes. They'd make things. And you'd have to send your mums out of the room.
And then there was the Christmas... mobile that was flame
The Advent Crown.
The Advent Crown that was
Nigel
dangerous.
and Neil says, is Jamie's number one going to be Jackanory or Mastermind?
Must be, yeah.
BG Bears, Peter, Val and John, then Leslie Judd.
Oops, swallowed umbrella earlier.
John Leslie, Katie Hill, Connie Huck was Will Venus. Will Venus, you're so little and young. Katie Hill and Connie Huck. Katie Hill, famous virgin. Connie Huck, married Charlie Brooker.
I mean, this is still old-fashioned. This chart.
Oh yeah, I chose like an old-fashioned one. I don't know who that is second. Who's that second picture? She's fierce. Look at her.
She's fierce, isn't she?
She's got a sassy little roll neck
And is
on.
that Valerie next to
Valerie Singleton,
Shep?
second black and third black and white.
That's obviously
John Noakes.
John Noakes next to Shep, but I mean,
Peter Purvis is a bit sexy as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He had it, didn't he? But then he's still got it.
Paul McFarlane. But again, I think Paul's mostly younger than us because Paul says, "I love the Australian show Round the Twist." Have you ever felt
Is
like this?
Is that what's got Lizzie Birdsworth in
The
it?
strange things happened. Are you going round the twist? Yeah, Lizzie Birdsworth, I think, in episode 1, and Colleen Powell throughout. Darren Bramley. Darren's our cameraman, remember? Not our cameraman, but our cameraman in the room. Worked at BBC TV Centre. Most of it's been converted to flats and a hotel. And the Blue Peter Garden is now a disabled car park.
Is there still a thing buried in there? A time capsule? Or did they dig it up?
I think they dug it up and moved it to Manchester. BG Bear says Peter wore cock-hugging trousers. It's most probably lodged in little baby Jamie's.
I remember picking up an annual at school or something. And
was he dressed as a trapeze artist?
There was one of them was in Budgie Smugglers.
I know Simon Groom and Peter Duncan were always getting down in showers.
And my sister had an annual which had Shawaddy Waddy in it, and one of them was just Bay City Rollers, sorry. And he was stood like that, naked, with a scarf running down his bits.
I wish
I
wish that you lot knew Alan's sister, because the fact that she had a Shawaddy Waddy.
I think it was from my auntie. I think it was handed down to her.
What do you think she did when she unwrapped it?
I'll keep that page. Yes, so some of the annuals were quite naughty back in the day, weren't they?
Oh, they were. But I've told you I won a Blue Peter badge, haven't I?
Yes, I can't remember how you won it.
Designed a winter garden.
Oh, God.
My number 2, of course, is Blue Peter. So, Alan's number 2 is... A few people have been asking for her. Her name has popped up a lot in the YouTube.
You know she'll be part of my life and always is. Grot Bag. I mean, to be honest with you, I was too old to watch Grot Bags.
You weren't. Grot Bags was on when we were at primary school.
She wasn't, was she?
Yeah.
Was she in the windmill?
She was in the windmill, Pink Windmill.
I might be a bit too old
Oh,
for
yeah,
that,
Alan's a couple of years older than me.
But I love the fact that she came on this show and Rod loved her. They'd worked at Blue Coats together, I think. So he knew how hardworking she was. Brought her into the show. And then when she had her own show, fantastic. And she put musical numbers in. I don't think they ever wanted her to be singing, but she must have said, "Look, I want to promote my singing." I just loved her.
Can I do breaking news? Darren Bramley has said we dug up the time capsule on This Morning a couple of weeks ago. So Darren Bramley might be a This Morning cameraman. And it was water-ridden and everything had got rotten.
Oh, what a shame.
Darren, are you a This Morning cameraman? We need to talk more.
Back to Grot Bags. I just loved it when she had her own show. She was doing her own numbers. And they weren't even like witch themed, were they?
Talk me through Grot Bag's makeup. Did she design? Was she wanting to be evil? Did she choose to be green?
No, they wanted to be really evil, but she wanted to be likeable.
Did she want to be green? Or did they do it differently?
Oh, I can't
in my
remember.
head.
No, I think they wanted it to be blue, I think.
Yeah, in my head they wanted her to be different.
And I think she wanted to be green. But she wanted to be really likeable. She wanted to be nasty and horrible. So I think she put all the sort of silliness in. You know.
Okay, a little eyebrow. I love it that she's got one like triangle and the other one's a proper eyebrow.
And then she pops a little wart on, look. She blacks her little tooth in. And
Black Lips. Do you do Black Lips when you do grot bags?
Well, when my first proper grot bags was a photo, and I was, to be honest, it was a bit half-arsed, wasn't it? I didn't put any effort into it. But when I did the first video, I think she was on Blankety Blank.
I mean, Alan could be grot bags when he puts it all on.
Well, it's my Facebook profile picture.
Hi, my name's Katrina, and my name is Joe. I'm Joan. I'm Debbie.
And then she was criticised a bit when she started bringing all these puppets in.
Well, she had a spin-off, Grot Bags and Co.
Yeah. And a lot of it's on YouTube. So if you're not aware of the wonderful grot bags, take a look.
And we've got a Carol. Have we got both albums?
2 albums of Carol E. Scott.
Signed. Love her. Grot Bags. But I bet you didn't watch Pink Windmill Show, did you?
No.
Or Grot Bags and Co.
No, I watched it when I was older.
Let's have a look. My number 1, everyone. This will surprise you. Well, it might not surprise you. My number 1 is... Bum bum ba da ba da ba da bum bum ba da ba. You know I love the Muppets, didn't you?
I know you like the Muppets, but I didn't know you like Fraggle. Do you know I can't remember what Fraggle Rock's about? Is it
love Fraggle Rock. I love it. I love the Muppets. I love Jim Henson anyway. Like Dark Crystal is most probably up there in like a few of my top films, as is Labyrinth. But I love Fraggle Rock as a kid. I loved it. This idea that you go through this little hole, down a little tunnel, and you're suddenly in a different world. Never liked Fraggle Rock, says Melanie Fairley. Oh, I loved it. So you've got the Fraggles, this gang. The Fraggles are kind of free spirits and playful and fun. If the Fraggles touch their heads when they fall asleep, they can get into each other's dreams.
Oh, wow. I never knew anything of this.
Those little guys at the bottom are called the doozers.
They look like little moles.
And the doozers build things out of scaffolding. So their job is just to build things out of scaffolding. But the Fraggles eat what the doozers build, so they just knock it down and eat it.
Oh, okay.
And in one episode, Moki, she's like the hippie one at the back there.
Right.
She bans everyone from eating the doozers' scaffolding because she says we're eating what they're creating and we're stopping them doing what they want to build. And the doozers all get really upset about it. And the doozers decide to move on because... that's like their life. It's the life cycle is that they build things to be eaten by the Fraggles. It's kind of like when you get into it, it's a bit existential. It's a bit hippie-ish. And there's outside, there are people called the Gorgs who want to eat the Fraggles. And past them is a rubbish heap called Marjorie that the Fraggles have to go to ask for advice. And they always learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Anyway, I loved it.
I've got a little message for the people in the YouTube room from Shari. She says she misses you. I don't think she can get in there tonight.
Yeah, Shari. So Bubbles, Nibbles and Bubbles can't comment in YouTube for some reason. Don't know if it's on her phone or she can't log in properly.
But she says hello and she misses you.
I can't if you saw all the comments, Shari, but there were loads of happy birthdays. But yeah, I loved Fraggle Rock. When I was about 9, I won a competition. And I won a Fraggle Rock album, a Fraggle Rock picture disc, and a Fraggle Rock lunchbox, and a Fraggle. I won Gobo in the middle there.
You've still got the lunchbox, haven't you?
I've got the lunchbox down here with photos in it. But yeah, I love the Fraggle Rock album as well. I could mostly sing some of the songs from it. I loved it. In the UK, it was a lighthouse that they went through, but they made different versions, so they changed it in France. It was a bakery. In America, I think it was an inventor's house that they went through. I loved it. I had the Fraggle Rock theme tune as my ringtone. I've ordered a postcard for Jill Barron. Can't wait. Is Jill Barron's postcard on its way?
No, I don't. I think she
might have ordered it today, Jill Barron. Paul McFarlane says in capitals, "We miss you, Bubbles. Come back home soon." So my number 1 is Fraggle Rock. I love the Muppets. I adore the Muppets. But as a kid, I just really got Fraggle Rock. I loved it. My favourite Fraggle was most probably Red, who's there with the 2 sort of bunches on her head. But she was a bit naughty, but I loved her.
We like naughty puppets.
Alan's number 1 is... a lot of you have guessed it already. And I've seen it already.
How have they?
Alan's number 1 is...
Da, 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 da. Now, I'm very naughty because I first watched this when I was 20. Or 20-something.
Cilla Black has said Nibbles and Bubbles are her favourite couple.
So, I'm not really a kid when I watched it, and it wasn't really around when I was... But I love Come Outside. I've seen them all. Most probably about 2 or 3 times each one.
Jason Darcy says, chodes here and there. Beefy chodes are everywhere.
I mean, in a 15-minute show, you can find out about carrots. There's a song about carrots. A story about carrots. Pippin must be ate a carrot. We go and find out where carrots are grown and where they end up. And there's even an episode about Pippin's poo.
Can I tell people what we did on one holiday?
Yep.
One holiday that we had, I think it might have been our honeymoon. Alan printed out a come outside quiz for me.
Yeah, it was how much do you know. I even found out the changeover when the company who made it was called Spellthorn.
Went
bust and then became Trythorn. And at that particular time, the bungalow changed. So the location changed. And I was asking all sorts. I wasn't like, what did Jay break?
Yeah.
He broke the teapot.
What was the name of Auntie Mabel's dentist? Rebecca.
What's the name of the bloodhound? Gully.
Made me laugh my little socks off on our honeymoon.
And you won't be surprised. That's why we made our little spoof last year.
Neil Sandwell's little comment there.
Shocking carbon footprint.
No, Neil Sandwell's.
Oh, yeah. Can you see your poo, Pippin?
Can you see your poo, Pippin? Auntie Mabel picks up some of Pippin's poo from the driveway, drops it in her own toilet and flushes it, and then goes, let's find out where it goes.
But the episode starts where she's shopping for masks for a children's party.
And then they fly to a sewage works.
Yep. And
Auntie Mabel says, can you see your poo in there, Pippin? And poor little Pippin, remember this is a dog with a sense of smell 1,000 times better than us.
Than hers.
Is like seeping by the eyes.
And then all the shit and everything gets piled up in a pile, and it's called Sludge Cake. No, not the sort of cake you eat.
Can you remember when Auntie Mabel has some children round as part of a band?
Yeah, she's making jam tarts. And they have a little, they go, dung, 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 dung. It's the worst sound ever.
This was on for, like, when I worked at the bookshop in Covent Garden, Alan was between jobs. So, and he was doing a lot of comedy writing and would stay up kind of late in the night. So you were up till like 3 in the night comedy writing, weren't you? And then I'd go to work at sort of 8 in the morning. Alan would wake up maybe 11ish. He would watch Come Outside, and then it was repeated on CBeebies, and he would video it for me, but he'd video me like an edited version. I'd come home excited about watching an edited version of Come Outside.
Oh, and we don't have them anymore, do we?
No, and an edited version of Take the High Road.
Yeah. And it was only about 12 seconds long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, and also, I love Linda Barron. We lost her last year. And I just love it. I mean, all the programmes I've mentioned tonight, all 5, I'd sit and happily watch now.
I would watch mine now. I'd love to watch them. We're going to watch... I showed Alan a bit of the Cosgrove Hall Wind in the Willows the other day, and we're going to watch that.
Thomas says his favourite episode is Come Outside is on the bus. I think, is that library books?
I think Pippin gets lost or stays on the bus.
No, he stays on the bus. But I think Auntie Mabel goes and takes some library books back to the library.
Paul McFarlane has mentioned Balamory. What's the story in Balamory, wouldn't you like to know? Do you know what? I've just thought, and Paul's reminded me of this, we should do Balamory.
We should, shouldn't we?
Miss Hooley.
Oh, can I be Susie Sweet, whatever her name is?
Can I be the girl in the wheelchair? Am I allowed to be the girl in the wheelchair?
Well, we won't put her in a wheelchair. We can't put her in a wheelchair.
No, but I can be sitting down.
Yeah, you can be sitting down. And then there's the guy,
Archie. I want to be the really camp policeman, who's obviously at the same kind of nightclubs as me and Buster the dog.
And then there was that other one in there. Was it called Me Too? No.
Yeah.
What's it called? Me Too? I seen the
with what's Me Too? Oh yeah, Me Too. Hashtag Me Too.
What's her name?
Wasn't it called that? The one with the woman who looked after people's kids.
Yeah. And then there was a really camp man on the train who was married to a female taxi
Who was
driver.
married to a really sort of drag queeny woman, like obviously a fag hag.
Yeah.
Are we making this
Is it
up?
called Me
Or
Too?
is there a show called Me Too that's about a babysitter? Come on, get in. Martin Garton Spence, it was made in your manor.
Edie McCready.
Does it exist?
Who's
Edie McCready. Edie McCready was a bus driver, wasn't she? Am I making this up?
Yes. And is this Me Too?
Thomas says yes.
Yeah.
Granny Murray says
Granny
Tracy
Murray.
30. Tracy 30's from America. How do you know Granny Murray?
Granny Murray's house is da-da-da-da-da. Granny house is da-da-da-da.
There'll be Remnant fisting. I won't.
That was last week. Yeah, and then let's go. Will I go this way? Will I go that way? Which way will I go?
Was there a blind primary school teacher called Mickey Finn?
No, he used to. Didn't he?
Oh no, there was a blind fruit
seller.
stall man.
Yeah.
And then a peculiar primary school teacher. I think we all know what I mean.
Oh, and then there was like the girl who used to work on the boat, on the ferry. No, it was a double act, wasn't it?
There was.
Oh, and they were ropey.
There was a band, and they were called the Ferry Band, and they were a little bit care of Spotlight.
And there was a bus driver woman.
There was Edie McCready, I think.
Edie McCready, and she used to clean the buses at night.
And Edie McCready, I think, auditioned for the movie I was in Scotland. It all ties up. So when I was waiting to audition for this movie, I chatted to Edie McCready in the waiting room.
Also,
she's kind of famous.
Also, in the movie you were in about the Dungeons and Dragons, the lady who used to run the corner shop in Take the High Road was in that.
Was she?
Yeah.
I'd never met her.
Well, she was somebody's grandma in it, wasn't she?
Oh, was she? She was
Yeah.
the main guy's grandma.
Yeah, she was the shop owner.
So this film is
in
called
Glendarroch.
It's called Gamers. Gamer with a Z. Gamers. It had a bit of a release.
Not Gayers. It's as gay as a
Pip says,
goose.
don't forget Archie and his big pink castle. Archie's kind of famous
In his
now,
kilt.
though, isn't he?
He's a stand-up comedian, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And there's other double act that were a kids show where they used to cook. Big
cocklet.
Yeah.
Big cook, little cook.
Don't touch it because it's hot, hot, hot.
Have you seen Alan's got this fan now? I don't know if we've shown you this. We bought it from a charity shop, and look, it's got a Jamie side, Regency, and an Alan side.
A bawdy Spanish hovel. I bought this from a charity shop last week because it was so hot, and I only paid £1. Oh, it smells. It
smells of charity shop when you fan it. It smells of old lady.
I need to spray something on it. It smells like Kitty, the dinner lady.
Dave has had big cock, little cock.
Yeah.
And Seven Network has reminded us of can't cock, won't cock.
Is that it?
So, guys, when I worked in the bookshop in Covent Garden, big bookshop, like lots of people, sometimes I had to sticker books, and like with a thing that said 3 for 2, and you got 3 books for the price of 2. Anyway, I had to sticker Ainsley's Big Cook Out. I put the stickers in a very particular place, so the whole pile read differently. So the title was Ainsley's Big Cook Out.
Yeah, get it right, yeah.
Darren Bramley, remember Jamie and his magic torch? Of course I do. So I was gonna be called Dougal. Mum and Dad are in the other room, though, who will remember this. They were going to call me Dougal. And then they realised that Dougal was the name of a kid on a kid's TV show, the dog, in the Magic Roundabout. So they thought, oh, he'll get teased at school if he's called Dougal. Let's call him Jamie, which was the second choice. And then Jamie and the Magic Torch come out.
With our mate Thomas being in the room, we must also mention the Chuckle Brothers.
To me, to you, Thomas.
No childhood is the same without those two Chuckle Brothers.
Do you remember before the Chuckle Brothers, there was Chuckle Hounds?
With them, were they doing it?
Yeah, they were in big dog outfits.
And the Chuckle Brothers were around for years. And we knew an actor, David, who worked with them. And he said they're the most loveliest guys you'd ever meet.
Oh, yeah, Thomas, our friend David Hatton, 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 Ton, is in lots of episodes of the Chuckle Brothers. He's like the stooge.
And he said they work you hard. It's a hard day's work because I think every episode they use one day to film. So all the guest artists or the actors are just there for one day. So they've got to get all the scenes right. But so much work goes into every episode of Chuckle Brothers. And he said they were lovely to work with.
Do you remember when I nearly got the lead in a children's TV show?
Nope.
And it was going to be like loads of episodes.
Was that the thing with the flyaway hair? No? Or
no, it was called Men in Anoraks, Men in Coats, I think it might have been called. And it was a double act, and they wear little anoraks tied up around their heads. And the second guy left for like artistic differences, so they had to audition to replace him. Little Jamie Honeyborn goes in, like the main guy loved me and we worked together really well, but came to see me in a show that I was in, and I had loads of shenanigans with the director because he wouldn't give me a free ticket. But I got this guy in to watch me, loved me in it, but said I look too intelligent.
Oh.
He said the only thing is you look too clever.
Was it out ever a show? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, they did a pilot, didn't go into a series.
I've just been reading here in the Facebook group that Darren says that Ainsley was a lot of fun, but Richard Bobbin said he was miserable when I met him.
Thomas Corrigan has mentioned My Parents Are Aliens, which was a great TV show. And Thomas, I don't know if you remember, so the only kids TV show I've done as an actor is called Genie in the House, which was a TV show on Nickelodeon. Some of you might remember it. One of our goddaughter was a big fan of it. But I'm in it. Yeah, the Anorak group were a sketch show. I think they were called Men in Coats. It was really slapstick. It was really funny. Nearly. I've had loads of like nearly breaks, haven't I?
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Anyway, we are going to end. We're going to do a finale. We're going to end. But we have news in, which is that I'm pissing off, aren't I?
Yeah, September's going to be really quiet, I'm afraid, because, all year Jamie's had bits of work, but now the travelling is now happening worldwide, and people are now having
training
conferences.
In person again.
They're now wanting people to be in the room with their trainers. So you're off travelling, aren't you, in September? 4 or 5 jobs in a month?
Yeah, I am. So I go away on, I think, something like the 29th or 30th of August, and I'm pretty much away for 4 weeks.
Yeah, so we're going to be really quiet, I'm afraid. So
I'm off to Jakarta.
Gene Carter.
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
And Mexico.
Via
Hermosa.
And you might be going to Azerbaijan?
And then maybe Azerbaijan the next week, which is kind of like Eurovision. Hello, the votes are in from Azerbaijan.
One of my favourite YouTube channels comes from Azerbaijan. The lady cooks.
Oh, yeah, it does,
food,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm away for a lot. Alan will be on his own, but he didn't know how to operate all of these shenanigans like I do.
I wouldn't be able to do a shout at this on my own. I can't do it without you, darlings. But we'll keep you entertained as best we can.
Melanie Fairley says, where are you off to, Alan? Bognor?
I'm going to be watching all my lovely
He'll be watching
retro stuff.
He'll be watching Columbo,
all the
Touch
stuff I can watch.
Rosemary and Thyme.
I've got 2.5 years to make up.
Vera.
Oh, yeah, all that. On the buses.
Someone, I saw a tweet from an American that said, oh my God, in the UK they have a show like Cagney and Lacey, but it's called Rosemary and Thyme.
Oh, Rosemary and Thyme. It was so obvious, wasn't it?
Thomas says, can he do it? Can he come and host with you?
Thomas will be the Chuckle Brothers. To me, to you, to me, to you.
Gareth in Porto has arrived, says, sorry I'm late. Gareth. Oh, yeah, Dave. So, I am in Houston, but I don't think because I'm going from Houston because I did think, I'm going from Houston to Mexico, so I don't think I'm going to have time to kind of play and come and visit you in Carolina.
They don't sort of give you, time to do anything, do they? There's not a day where you're not doing anything.
No, but if you want to come and play in Houston for a night, if you want a night in Houston with me, come and hang out. Alex Johnson says, I don't know what it is, but Cockleshell Bay makes me very nostalgic. I remember Cockleshell Bay. Houston's just a short flight away from Atlanta, Georgia. What was the drag queen from Atlanta, Georgia on RuPaul?
I can't remember. Her name was from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nicole Page Brooks.
Yeah. But we will be still doing stuff. I mean, we've got a live show hopefully at the end of October.
We will be doing updates. We'll putting videos out, but it'll be like stuff from the quizzes and things like that will be coming out. But please
don't leave us.
Watch them.
We won't be leaving.
Keep watching them. We have like 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, but the video we just put out, George and Mildred, which got a lot of hits, but it's only like 2,000 views. So, you know, I know not everything's for everyone, and we're dead happy with what we've got. But keep watching them.
So yeah, we'll do our best
to
keep you entertained. Even when James is away, we'll try and put things up.
Coral says, "Let me know, Alan. She'll bring the jam shed." And yeah, so date we're looking at, and Martin's most will be gone now, but we're looking at Halloween weekend for our live show. So if you have a diary, kind of put a little pencil circle around the 30th of October.
It was going to be a lot earlier, but obviously with
my work,
the people at the theatre going on holiday, Jamie's going on holiday, and then early October they have venues happening at the venues, stuff happening in the venue. So it's worked out that it's supposed to be end of October is when we'll be doing our first live show.
Gorgeous people, we're going to play a finale song, but as ever, we're going to hang out for a little lock-in. It won't be a long lock-in because it's dead hot up here. But
dead hot.
Let's play a finale song. Let's wish Chris a happy birthday if he's still here. We are going to see Mark Mondeoman at the weekend. We're going to see Anthony Berry the week after. If you're coming to visit us in Scarborough, let us know and we'll meet up with you for a drink or a coffee or a meal. Because, you know, we're approachable. We're friendly guys. But we're going to leave you with a lovely song. It's been too long since our late hostess has arrived. We love her. Shari and Chris went to Liverpool at the weekend and I made them go and take a photo by the statue of her.
Yes, you've guessed it.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are leaving you. We'll be back on the other side, but enjoy 2 minutes of the legendary Ghost Cilla Black. Bye.